Riding at night is a completely different experience. Not because it's safer with fewer cars on the road, not because it's easier, but because the dark doesn't lie to you. In the daylight, the world is noisy with excuses. Everything's visible, labeled, explained. People see you coming, they wave. They judge the bike, they judge the person riding it. The sun softens the edges of things, make you think you're not as alone as you really are. But at night the world pulls its hood up and steps back. When the sun drops and the road goes black, the dark doesn't just surround you, it claims you. It presses in from the shoulders, seeps through the visor, crawls into the gaps between your thoughts. You don't ride through the dark, you ride inside it. And that's when it gets honest. The headlight cuts a narrow tunnel ahead of you, just enough road to survive, never enough to feel safe. Everything beyond that beam might as well not exist. No past, no future, just the next 100 feet and the engine breathing beneath you like a living thing. That's when you realize how small your world really is. People talk about freedom on a motorcycle, wind therapy, escape. That's tourist talk. Real riding, the kind done after midnight, when the air smells like cold asphalt and old rain, that's not freedom, that's confrontation. Because once the noise of the day dies, once the bars close and the houses go dark, there's nothing left to distract you from yourself. No music loud enough to drown it out, no conversation to hide behind, no destination important enough to save you. Just the sound of the motor, the hum of the tires, your breath in the helmet, and your thoughts. You feel alone out there, intensely so. Not lonely, there's a difference. Loneliness wants company. This kind of aloneness strips you down and asks, what are you really made of when no one is watching? I've been riding a long time, long enough to know that silence is heavier than noise. The kind of silence that settles in your chest and stays there, unmoving. The kind that reminds you that no one is coming to save you and no one is obligated to understand you. The dark teaches that lesson well. Out there, there's no applause, no witnesses. If you go down, the road won't remember your name. If you keep going, the night won't congratulate you for it. And somehow, that's comforting. Stoics talk about stripping life down to essentials, about removing what's unnecessary so you can see clearly. Riding at night does the same thing. The dark erases the excess. The road doesn't care about your regrets, your plans, your age, or the miles behind you. It only responds to balance, throttle, attention. You either show up fully or you don't show up at all. There's a humility in that, a kind of peace. I've noticed something over the years. The older I get, the quieter I prefer things. Loud crowds, bright rooms, constant chatter. It all feels like static. But the dark listens. It doesn't interrupt. It doesn't rush you. It lets you sit with your thoughts that you've been avoiding. Memories surface out there. People you've lost, roads you shouldn't have taken, moments you wish you'd handled differently. The night doesn't judge them. It just lays them out in front of you and waits. And you ride on anyway. There's a strange courage in continuing forward when you can't see the whole path. Philosophers wrote volumes about this, about accepting uncertainty, about acting rightly without guarantees. Riders learn it instinctively. Every night ride is an agreement with the unknown. You trust your machine, you trust your instincts, and eventually, you trust yourself. That trust isn't loud. It doesn't puff its chest. It settles in quietly, like a scar that no longer hurts but still reminds you what you've survived. Sometimes I slow down just to hear less. Let the engine drop. Let the road speak. There are moments, rare ones, where everything aligns. No fear, no anticipation, just motion and presence. That's not adrenaline. That's clarity. That's as close to peace as I've ever found. People ask why I ride when it's dark, cold, and empty. I tell them the truth, though most don't get it. I ride because the dark takes everything away, except what matters. It reminds me that I don't need to be seen to exist. The purpose doesn't require applause. That solitude isn't something to escape, it's something to master. Out there, swallowed by black sky and endless road, I'm not pretending to be anything. I'm not chasing youth or nostalgia or rebellion. I'm just a man on a machine, moving forward, carrying what he's earned, and let the rest fall away. And when the ride ends, when the engine takes itself cool, and the night releases its grip, I walk away lighter. Not because the darkness gave me answers, but because it taught me how to sit with the questions. That's why I ride at night. Because the dark doesn't promise comfort, it promises truth. And at this stage of the road, truth is all I need.